Hello, this is Faith at Faith and Books. I just got back from seeing the new Little Women movie with my daughter. And so I just thought I would quick put out what my impressions were. I'm not sure what I thought of it. I don't know if I thought it was good or not. I just don't know what I think. I love the filming in Concord. I thought that was really neat. It was beautifully filmed. The cinematography was beautiful. I think all the actors did a pretty good job. There wasn't anyone who, didn't act well. I had problems with the words put in their mouth at times. I thought that Aunt March came off as mean, not just cantankerous, but actually mean. Though Meryl Streep did it well, but I think they kind of misrepresented her character a bit. I don't think, it wasn't my favorite Marmee. I don't think she came off as wise and as Marmee in the book did. And she almost looked the same age as her daughters. And that's the other thing. The movie, what I found kind of disconcerting was that it's told in flashbacks. So you're right in the middle, right before the end of the book of the second half, the Good Wives, right before the climax at the end. It starts out there, and then they flash back to when they were younger, and that. Didn't work so well, I didn't think. For one thing, I thought it was confusing, and I know the story well. But sometimes the scene would change, and I'd be like, what time period are we in now? So I can't imagine what it would be like if you were, new to the story. That might really be confusing. But also, the actresses didn't look young enough. It's like if you start off with them adult, and then I don't know, they tried with Amy. They put her in braids to show she was younger, but she didn't look any younger. So I just thought that was odd to start that way and then not to get them to look that much younger when they were supposed to be younger. They all looked too old to me. So that was a problem. And Laurie, the actor who played Laurie, to me, he looked much younger than Amy. Like, even when he was supposed to be older, he looked, to me, he looked 17. And he looked 17 throughout everything. And it was kind of, I don't know, I didn't think they made such a great couple because I thought Amy looked older than Laurie. Anyway, I thought somebody was at the door. I hear someone. Anyway, so I found that a little bit disconcerting, but I think the thing that probably, also Professor Bear. Professor Bear, first of all, he was an incredibly handsome actor, played him, and the movie is going through all these flashbacks, and then when you get to the end, it goes meta, and all of a sudden people are talking right into the camera, like right to the audience, and they're showing Joe negotiating with the publisher about how to end the book. And I think that's the cat at my door. My cat is at my door. If you hear that noise, it's my cat rattling the door. And she's saying she doesn't want Joe to get married. And then they would cut to the family. That part to me was kind of cringeworthy, where they decided that she loves Professor Bear, and so Amy's the one that tells her, and the whole family goes running in. It was just over the top, kind of cringeworthy. So the suddenly going meta was kind of weird. And the other thing was that they just put so many words in their mouth that it was like, Little Women is a pretty feminist story just because it's about 4 individual women making their way in the world, growing up and having aspirations and that sort of thing. And there is this tension because they're genteelly impoverished, right? And so they have to live with people who, you know, in the neighborhood who are wealthier than they are. But it's like they transposed Jane Bennett's problem onto Amy in this movie, where Aunt March is telling her she has to marry somebody rich to support the family and that sort of thing. Which, I mean, there might have been a slight element of that. Mostly was the girls' characters, that Meg wanted to marry rich because she liked things. She liked beautiful dresses, and she wanted to have a beautiful home. And Amy was pretty much the same way. Amy was kind of vain, and she wanted jewels and that sort of thing. So it was more like a personal issue with the girls being, you know, wanting those worldly things, as opposed to feeling the need to marry to support the whole family. At least that's what I recall. I don't recall it being that, you know, that big of a thing that one of the girls had to get married to support the rest of the family. So I feel like they sort of borrowed from Austin or something. And then they just had Joe and Amy make these feminist speeches that were so over the top. It was so over the top that at the end of the movie, when Joe gets Plumfield, and she can't, like, the director has set it up so that she can't say, I want to open up a school for boys. Because, I mean, my daughter disputed this, but she can't, because, you know, gosh, boys have everything, right? So, you know, why would Joe, the feminist, who's, you know, crying for the rights of women, want to open up a school for boys? Don't boys already have everything? So like, it got so that, you know, it changed, and which is dumb, as my daughter pointed out, because anybody who likes the books knows that the next book is called Little Men, about the school for boys. So why would you change it in the movie for boys and girls? But they had to, because they had made it such a feminist manifesto or whatever, that, you know, you couldn't want to do something good for boys. They already have everything, right? Which, it was dumb in a way, because, I mean, how many poor men are in this story, right? You got Mr. Brooke, who's poor, and Mr. Alcott, Mr. March has lost all his money. He can't support the family well. And who was the other one? Professor Bear is poor. So you got the three men in there that aren't. So it's not like men had all the wealth. And Aunt March is the one that's got money. So I don't know. I feel like they just sort of went overboard. And I hate it when they do that, because I feel like they don't trust their audience. And so they have to sort of have this message and sort of hammer it over your head, or you won't get it. You won't get anything subtle. So we've got to just, you know, hammer it. I don't know. So that part bothered me as well. I just thought they sort of lost the spirit of the girls maturing, and I don't know. On the other hand, it was an enjoyable film. I mean, I enjoyed it. There were funny parts, and it was well done. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed, and my daughter said that she thought she was going to really enjoy it, and she really thinks the Winona Ryder version is better. So, anyway, those are my first impressions. I'm going to go watch Megan Hennet's video and Kate Howe's video on their impressions, just to see what they think. I've been avoiding reading anything or watching anything on it because I wanted to go, but I don't know what impressions I do have. I'm sort of, I don't know. I think I have to mull about it. Anyway, so that's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye.